The main thing with this one is just basically for me the location. Logistically, it's different than a Comic-Con I usually go to, which is typically a hotel, and a lot of times the convention is actually in the hotel itself. So the difference for me is actually that I'm not constantly around all of the fans 100% of the time. So no matter where I go, there's fans everywhere. In this particular setup, it's great because I have the privacy as well as being able to, I can come to the convention, do the convention, and go back to the hotel and not have to worry about fans everywhere. Because that, after a while is, can be pretty tiring if you're doing it all day long. So there's just a little bit more privacy because of the way this is laid out for me. The difference primarily in the two is that if you go to a Trek show, the majority of the fans there know who you are and are there, to see you. If you go to a Comic-Con or an anime or a fantasy type show, then there's a whole spread of fans. So they're not all there to see you. They may not even watch the show in many cases. They're just there for all these different things. And there are a portion of the fans are there because they'll recognize you or have watched your show. I do a couple of large Trek shows a year, and I'll tell you that there's a lot of people, and they are all focused on. They all know who you are, almost 100%. So it can be pretty taxing after a couple of days. I've been trying to do that, over the past couple, 3 years more often at conventions because, otherwise I'm talking about the same thing, for what's going on 17 years now. And so it's nice to be able to break up, the subject matter if I do a panel or I'm able to present a performance to the audience besides just asking the same questions over and over. And my colleagues on the other shows are doing all the same thing. They all have, many of them have other things that they're either showcasing, that they're working on, or stage performances that they do during the shows to give something to the fans besides just the same stuff over and over. So you have to. Well, I tell you, this is a little, it's a bonus package that comes along with working on this particular franchise. The majority of television shows, there are no conventions and there are no fan gatherings, and this one is unique in that it has a huge fan base that's very loyal and very enthusiastic. So when you go when these things are presented and put together, sometimes upwards of 2,000-3,000 people, just for the science fiction and Trek genre. Not to mention the 50,000-60,000 for the overall Comic-Con sort of anime thing. When you have that many people that are dedicated to a particular project that you're a part of, your life beyond working on the show goes on forever. And I'm still surprised and amazed at how many conventions I'm still booking every year or asked to do every year. I can't do all of them, so there's still a lot of them out there, and even new ones springing up. And I'm totally amazed at how that goes. And so when you come out on stage, it is always a bit of a thrill, and it's humbling to have a lot of people who are there just to see you, and who really adore the character that you played, that you portrayed. It's remarkable from my perspective. It's an acting gig. I could have easily just as easily been on Baywatch for 7 years instead of this show. It just happens to be that I was available and read for it. So after working in television film for roughly 17 to 20 years before getting Voyager, this was just one in a long series of projects. But this one has such a legacy to it and a franchise associated with it that once you're in it, and you're in it for a long time to come. So pretty remarkable.